Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a round of veggie taste testing with the piggies, but this time with an autumnal theme featuring seasonal produce. And many of the things we're going to be trying today are totally new to the piggy herd, or they're foods that I and most other owners don't really feed that often. So it's a great chance to get new ideas on what things you can add into your piggy's diet to give them more variety and keep them as healthy as possible. I've been on a bit of a shopping spree at my local farm shop and got together a whole bunch of exciting things, and same as last time, the piggies are going to give their ranking out of 5 for tastiness, and I'm also going to rate everything out of 5 for healthiness and how often it can be fed. And we are starting things off strong today with pumpkin. I mean, you can't get any more autumnal than this, can you? And I have chopped up most of the other stuff ready, but I could not resist just plonking this in the cage hole and seeing what on earth they think of it. Ta-da! I don't think you recognise it as food, do you? What's this? What's this? Oh. Does that smell good? Unfortunately, pumpkins are a bit of a letdown when it comes to nutritional value. They are low in vitamin C and quite high in natural sugars. They do, however, have a low calcium to phosphorus ratio at just 0.5 to 1, so they can be a good one to balance out higher ratio veggies. I just noticed that Phoebe has managed to bite through the skin of it, so now they have an entry point. The ideal ratio, by the way, is 1.3 to 1, which is best for avoiding the formation of bladder stones in our piggies. We must remember not to feed the seeds of pumpkins as they are not safe, and overall, I'd give pumpkins a 2 out of 5. They're an occasional one, maximum twice a week and in small amounts only. Phoebe is actually going back to it now, although she doesn't look convinced. Maybe 3.5 out of 5 for the pumpkin. So let's remove this one for now, shall we, piggies? So we're going in with a little round of taste testing. Here I have the Romanesco, which is the broccoli cauliflower combination. We have green beans, we have spring greens, we've got apple in the middle there, and then we have butternut squash. So what's it going to be first, piggies? They're all looking. And we are using their picnic table again because it was such a hit. So we've got the florets here, and we also have some of the leaves, which are both fine to feed. I will put in a clip of what it looks like in case you haven't seen it. And straight away there, we had Penelope and Callie going in for some. Nacho has come over. He's trying to steal what Callie's got. Look, he's in the bowl, buddy. You can get your own. No, he'd rather steal Callie's. Do you want to try a little bit of this, buddy? Oh. Is that a bit funny? No, I think we want it. Yeah, we want it. Romanesco is actually nutritionally similar to broccoli. It has a good vitamin C content, probably the highest amongst the veg that we have here today. The calcium to phosphorus ratio is 0.7 to 1, on the lower side, but means it complements veggies with higher ratios. It is a brassica, however, so it can potentially cause gas and bloat in some guinea pigs. Overall, I'm giving this one a 3 out of 5. Like broccolis, it's okay to feed a few times a week in small amounts. They're not happy that it's all gone, which reassures me that it's definitely a 5 out of 5 from the piggies. They absolutely loved that. And they do really like broccoli as well. It's just a little bit of a kind of posh version of broccoli is the Romanesco. So definitely one to try if you haven't already. Here goes. And these are the fine variety of green beans. They've only got very small young beans inside them, so they're okay for piggies to eat. These are still in season until late November, and a lot of people say their piggies really enjoy them. 2 of the beans have been sampled. Nutritionally speaking, green beans are pretty average for vitamin C, and they have a low calcium to phosphorus ratio, but a moderate amount of oxalic acid. They are relatively low in sugar, and many people on the forums say their guinea pigs enjoy a green bean every other day or so. So overall, I'm optimistically gonna give these a 4 out of 5. They're not something I've given as a staple, but they could be good for variety and to complement higher calcium veggies. Interestingly, that was a no from Nacho on the last one. So on that basis, I'm gonna go for 4 out of 5 from the guinea pigs for green beans. Kelly! I'm having to hold it right up here because Kelly's just stealing it all. Okay, I think next up we are gonna go for the spring greens. I think it's a yes from Callie anyway. The name really gives it away. This one isn't as autumnal as I originally thought. So spring greens are actually young cabbage leaves harvested before they form the tight, dense head of mature cabbages, and they can actually be a nicer alternative because they are better tolerated by some piggies. And everyone is just loving it. Spring greens are known to be a good source of fibre, they have moderate to good vitamin C, and a calcium to phosphorus ratio of 2 to 1. It's on the higher end, but not too alarming. However, they are still a brassica and can cause gas and bloating if overfed. That said, I know lots of people feed these regularly, especially here in the UK, so overall, I'm giving them a 4 out of 5. They're good to feed 3 to 4 times a week, about half a large leaf per piggy. They have had this before. I knew they liked it, but it is really a big hit with them. Phoebe's just trying to steal Minnie's bit. Oh! So that one was a definite 5 out of 5 for the piggies. You can see they're just ravenously hunting for more. We only have one fruit in this time, and that is apples. So apples are in season right now. I do already know that my piggies love apples, so we'll pop some in there for them. Phoebe's worked out that's where the food is. Callie's just looking at me, and Phoebe's got a piece already. Callie! Yeah, that's it, go and get some. So it's important that when you give your piggies apple, you don't give them any of the core or the seeds. They can be dangerous for them. So I've just cut a slice off the side of an apple and it's got some skin on, which is fine, but it's just the flesh and nothing else. Nacho's tactic is just to steal off other people. Apples have moderate levels of vitamin C and low calcium to phosphorus ratios at 1 to 1. As a fruit though, they do contain high sugar levels on par with oranges, cherries and watermelon, so really they're only an occasional treat. And that unfortunately means I have to give them a 1 out of 5. Probably okay for once a week maximum, and definitely not a dietary staple. The piggies are literally licking the bowl after that apple. They really loved it. So I'm going to move on to butternut squash. This is something my piggies have never ever tried. I've heard it can go one way or the other, so I'm just going to go for it. What's this? Penelope's ready and waiting. What do you make of that? She just started eating it straight away. No qualms whatsoever. Evie, come on. It's orange like you. Ooh, this is really cool. I didn't know that piggies liked butternut squash and that they could have it. It's awesome. Similar to pumpkin, butternut squash is pretty low for vitamin C, it has a low oxalate amount and a low calcium to phosphorus ratio. It's also quite high in natural sugars, and like pumpkin, you should not feed the seeds. However, it's higher in vitamin A and supposedly better for fibre, so overall I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5. It's okay for an occasional treat, say 2 to 3 times a week in small pieces only. They're going mad for it. Butternut squash is going to have to be a 5 out of 5. Absolutely loved it all, haven't you? Okay, we are all ready and waiting for round 2. So here is the lovely plate. And we have corn husks. We've got radishes and radish tops. We've got fennel and we've got beetroot, which maybe explains why we're doing it in the cage this time. First up, we have the corn husks and silks. These are the wrappings around the corn itself, and they're actually way lower in sugar and higher in fibre, kind of similar to hay or grass. Phoebe is being so squeaky, bless her. We're going in. Did a rumble of pleasure. What do you think, Nacho? And Callie is just AWOL at the other side of the cage, bless her. She's here. She's causing chaos. Callie! Phoebe will not give that up. Come on. Come on. She's actually pulling it out of Phoebe's mouth. Oh, dearie me. Oh, we like. You too. You should like this, Penelope. It's like hair. You eat enough of Nacho's hair, don't you? Overall, I'd give husks and the silk of corn a 5 out of 5 from me. They are good to feed daily if you're able to get them readily enough, perhaps even for free from farmers markets as leftovers, but make sure to only use the innermost husks as the outer layers may have more pesticide exposure. And the corn itself should generally be avoided due to high starch and sugar levels. The corn is a huge hit with the guinea pigs. I'm definitely going to have to give it a 5 out of 5 for taste from them. Okay, 3 out of 5 piggies have abandoned us and gone over there. Phoebe's got corn strings on her back. And next up, this is raw peeled beetroot, not pickled, not cooked, not anything that comes in packaging. I just got the root as well. I didn't get any of the leafy bits. Here we go. Minnie's got one. She says, serve me, please. Oh, I'll steal Minnie's. Yes, Minnie knows how to use the table though, she can get her own. Beetroot is pretty average for vitamin C, but known for being high in antioxidants and relatively high in fibre too. The root has a low calcium to phosphorus ratio at just 0.4 to 1. Oh, Callie's afraid of beetroot. So it's quite a good one to pair with higher ratio veggies. But it's this ratio which is significantly higher for the leafy tops, so that's why people avoid them. Its downside is that as a root vegetable, beetroot is moderately high in sugar, so overall I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. It's fine for occasional feeding, maybe twice a week, nice to mix in variety, but again only in small amounts. Yeah, the beetroot's kind of scary because it looks like everyone's bleeding, myself included. Minnie, not the picnic table. Looks like there's been a murder. I think all 5 piggies enjoyed that. We're gonna have to give it a 5. Okay, we're moving on, and here we've got radishes and radish tops. So radish is kind of like beetroot in that the roots and the tops have different nutritional values. That's important to remember. Radish roots have a calcium to phosphorus ratio of 1.3 to 1, whereas it's 4.2 to 1 for the tops. So if your piggy is prone to bladder stones, probably avoid the leafy part. Radish is a lot higher in vitamin C than beetroot, but it still isn't standout in this list. It is lower in sugar than beetroot with similar levels to carrots. Overall, I'm giving radish a 2.5 out of 5. It's okay to feed every so often in small amounts. So we're going to move swiftly on to the fennel, and fennel bulb is a thing I've given my piggies occasionally in the past. This is actually sort of a bit of one of the stalky bits that comes up from the bulb. Did you see Phoebe just did a circle? Bless her. She's so good. As we know, fennel has that really licorice aniseed taste, so it's not always a big hit with every piggy, but we'll see if Minnie likes it because she's never tried it before, I don't think. She just eats it straight away. There's an abandoned radish over there. And in terms of nutrition, fennel has average levels of vitamin C, and the calcium to phosphorus ratio varies depending on where you look on the internet. Fennel does, however, have a slightly better fibre content than things like lettuce and peppers. And the bulb, stem, and leaves are all safe, but you shouldn't give them the seeds. Overall, I'm giving fennel a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's good to feed 2 to 3 times a week in small pieces. This has definitely been a case of the guinea pigs have more or less loved everything. I think it was the first thing, actually, the pumpkin, that they weren't so keen on. They're all looking like Halloween vampire pigs right now because of the beetroot, but I think they've all had a good time, and I hope this video has given you more ideas for what kind of different veggies you can introduce into your own piggy's diet and just add them a bit of variety. And a lot of the things in today's list were also lower on the scale when it comes to calcium to phosphorus ratio, which is nice because often a lot of the high vitamin C ones contain lots of calcium and that ratio is high. So these are good things that you can balance it out on the lower end of the scale with. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed watching us today. Let us know down in the comments below which of these do your guinea pigs like best, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!